From track to tarmac, the MotoGP story, speed. It's an addiction for sure. That feeling when everything blurs, the wind screams in your ears, and your heart's thumping like a jackhammer. It's raw, it's visceral, and it's what superbikes are all about. These mean machines we ride today, they owe everything to one of the most mental races on the planet, MotoGP. But how did these track monsters make their way onto our streets? How did we go from humble beginnings to these fire-breathing, tarmac-ripping beasts? Buckle up because we're diving headfirst into the history of the superbike. And while electric bikes are beginning to emerge, the roar of combustion engines still reigns supreme. The Wild West of speed birth of the superbike. Right, so picture this, the 1960s. Rock and roll's blasting, sideburns are in, and motorcycle racing? Well, it was a different beast altogether. Back then, it was all about pushing the limits, seeing what these bikes could handle. No fancy electronics, no rider aids, just pure grit and a prayer. Manufacturers like Honda, Yamaha, and Suzuki, they were locked in a right scrap on the track. Every race was a test bed, pushing the boundaries of what a motorcycle could do. And you know what happens when you push limits? You learn a thing or two. And those lessons, man, they didn't stay on the track. They trickled down, seeped into the bikes us regular folks could get our hands on. Take the Yamaha RD400, for example. A proper little screamer, that one. Two-stroke engine, lightweight frame. It was like a pocket rocket with a license plate. It gave a taste of that racing pedigree, that raw speed and agility, to anyone who dared to swing a leg over. Suddenly, riders who were used to pottering about on their commuter bikes, they had a taste of the good stuff, and they wanted more. See, racing, it's not just about winning trophies, it's about pushing the boundaries of engineering, of what's possible on two wheels. And those advancements, they don't stay confined to the track. They find their way into our garages, onto our streets. That right there is the legacy of MotoGP. The Need for Speed Blackbird versus Hayabusa. Fast forward to the 1990s and the motorcycle world was about to get a whole lot faster. Honda, they'd been busy, locked away in their labs, tinkering, testing, pushing the limits of what was possible. And what did they come up with? The CBR 1100 XXX Blackbird. This wasn't just a bike, it was a statement. A 178 horsepower beast that could hit 190 miles per hour. It was the fastest production bike on the planet, and Honda knew it. They'd thrown down the gauntlet and the speed wars were officially on. But over in Japan, Suzuki, they were cooking up something special, something mental, something called the Hayabusa. Now I've ridden my fair share of bikes, but the Busa, that's a different animal. It's like strapping a rocket to your backside and hitting the ignition. 194 miles per hour. That's what this monster was clocked at. It obliterated the competition, left the Blackbird eating its dust. Suzuki named it the Hayabusa, the Japanese word for peregrine falcon, a bird known for its incredible speed and coincidentally, fed on blackbirds. Suddenly everyone wanted a piece of the action. Kawasaki, Yamaha, they all joined the fray, pushing out faster, more powerful bikes. It was an arms race, pure and simple. But for us, the riders, well, we were the winners. We had access to these incredible machines, bikes that could outrun the wind, that could make your heart skip a beat with a twist of the throttle. Evolution of the Supersport. Today, the spirit of the original Supersport motorcycles lives on in modern machines like the Yamaha R1, Kawasaki ZX-10R, Suzuki GSX R1000, and Ducati Panigale V4. These bikes combine advanced electronics, rider aids, and improved aerodynamics to provide an unmatched riding experience. Manufacturers continue to blend racing DNA with street practicality, ensuring that each new generation of Supersport motorcycles remains at the cutting edge of performance. The Yamaha R1, for instance, is a marvel of engineering. With its cross-plane crankshaft and MotoGP-inspired technology, it offers riders a unique blend of power and control. The Kawasaki ZX-10R, on the other hand, is a testament to relentless innovation, featuring state-of-the-art electronics and a chassis designed for both agility and stability. And then there's the Ducati Panigale V4, a machine that epitomizes Italian craftsmanship and performance. Its V4 engine and aerodynamic design make it a force to be reckoned with on both the track and the street. These modern supersports are not just about raw power, they are about harnessing that power in the most efficient and exhilarating way possible. Advanced electronics like traction control, launch control, and multiple riding modes allow riders to tailor the bike's performance to their preferences and conditions. Aerodynamic enhancements reduce drag and improve stability at high speeds, making these machines more capable than ever before. But what truly sets these bikes apart is how they bring the racetrack experience to everyday riders. Whether you're carving through mountain roads or pushing the limits on a closed circuit, these superbikes offer a connection between rider and machine that is both thrilling and reassuring. They are the culmination of decades of racing heritage and technological advancement, ensuring that the spirit of the original supersport motorcycles lives on, stronger than ever. Chapter 4, From Track to Street MotoGP Tech Explained. Remember those early superbikes? Basic, raw, all about mechanical grip and rider skill. Well, things have changed a bit, haven't they? Today's superbikes, they're like something out of Tron, packed with more tech than a spaceship. And where did all this wizardry come from? You guessed it, MotoGP. Take traction control, for example. Used to be, if you got a bit throttle happy, the back end would step out, and you'd better be ready to wrestle it back in line. Now, these bikes, they've got sensors everywhere, monitoring grip levels, keeping you on the straight and narrow. It's like having a guardian angel looking over your shoulder. And then there's the quick shifter. No more clutchless upshifts, no more messing about. Just click up through the gears, bang, 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 like a hot knife through butter. It's technology borrowed straight from the track, designed to shave off milliseconds to give riders that competitive edge. But it's not just about going faster, is it? It's about control, about feeling connected to the bike, and that's where ride-by-wire comes in. No more cables, no more slop, just pure, instant throttle response. Think of it like this. You think it, the bike does it. It's that intuitive, that responsive. And the best part? All this tech, all this MotoGP-derived goodness, it's not just for the pros anymore. It's filtering down to the bikes we can all ride. Twisties and triumphs. The spirit of MotoGP lives on. Right, so we've talked about speed, about tech, about pushing the limits. But for me, the real magic of a superbike isn't on the straights, it's in the corners. Those tight, twisty roads where you can lean the bike over, feel the tires scrabbling for grip, and come out the other side grinning like a Cheshire cat. It's about finding the perfect line, hitting the apex, and feeling that rush of adrenaline as you power out of the bend. And you know what? You don't need to be on a MotoGP track to experience that. There are roads all over the world that'll test your mettle, that'll make you feel like you're racing even when it's just you and the open road. Take the Tail of the Dragon, for example, 318 curves in 11 miles, nestled in the Smoky Mountains. It's a rider's paradise, a place where you can push yourself and your bike to the limit, all against a backdrop of stunning scenery. And that, right there, is the essence of the superbike. It's not just about horsepower and lap times, it's about the freedom of the open road, the thrill of the ride, the feeling of being connected to something truly special. It's about embracing the spirit of MotoGP, that passion, that drive, that desire to push the limits of what's possible on two wheels. So get out there, explore those back roads, find your own personal racetrack, and experience the joy of riding for yourself. Outrow the future of fast, what's next for superbikes? From those early days of racing to the tech-laden superbikes of today, it's been one hell of a ride. But the story doesn't end here, does it? Electric superbikes, they're already here, silently tearing up the track. And who knows what other innovations are just around the corner? Autonomous riding, self-healing tires? The future of fast is closer than we think. But one thing's for sure, the thrill of the ride, that connection between rider and machine, that'll never go out of style.